Today we'll look at how to run nonlinear contact. We'll be starting from an earlier video where we learned how to run linear contact, and we'll create a new nonlinear multi-step solution 401, and we'll turn on large displacements, and we need to make one modification to our nonlinear control parameters to increase the maximum number of iterations per time step. We'll bump that up to 50 from 25. And then we'll create a new nonlinear static step, and we'll take the defaults. Now we're going to add all of our contact definition from our earlier solution, except for the edge to surface glue. This is not supported in solution 401, so we'll have to take care of that in a different manner, which we'll look at in just a moment. But we'll also add our loads and our constraints into our nonlinear solution 401. Now, to model that edge to surface glue, instead of modeling the purple beam with shell elements, we'll model it with bricks. And in order to be able to do that, what we'll do first is we'll thicken the beam into a solid. So we'll first promote to get an associative copy, and then we'll thicken with an offset of 5 and an offset 2 of -5. So here, if we take a look from the top, it's a little bit easier to see what's going on, but it's thickening on both sides of the sheet by 5 millimeters to make a total thickness of 10 millimeters. Now, each one of those sheets has thickened into its own solid, so we'll go ahead and unite those into one solid body. All right, next let's go back to the FEM. And we'll remove our shell mesh on our beam. And because we want a congruent mesh between the beam and the cover plate, we'll create a glue coincident mesh mating condition between them. We'll go ahead and update our meshes. You can see there's a mesh update pending. That will update the mesh on the cover plate there. Next, we'll brick mesh the beam, and we'll put it into the same collector as our other meshes so it will get the same physical properties. Alright, so that looks good. Next, we'll edit our load. That one is on the top. We want to edit the load on the end of the beam here. And we want to do two things. One is we'll increase the load value to 200 newtons, and then we'll also change the location of the load application from the edge of the beam to the end on the face of the solid beam. And we'll also increase the load for the load on the top of the beam as well. At this point, we're ready to solve. And here I'll pause the video while it's running. We'll go ahead and save. And here you can see in the solution monitor the elapsed time. We can also monitor the convergence. Here you can see it had to bisect one time. And the solution completes in a little under 10 minutes. And then we can see our results. Here we'll start with displacement results. And we can also look at our contact pressure results. Might be a little bit easier to see with just the feature edges instead of all of the mesh edges. And we can also look at our contact force in the Z direction, so you can see the positive pressure here down at the bottom and the negative pressure around the fasteners at the top. And that's how to run a nonlinear contact analysis.